heart. We're moving up through the chakras and or your energy centers. And the heart, I got a great story about the heart.
Let's hear it.
So first, the heart is, Stella's going to bark because someone's walking down the street, so everybody just get ready. The heart is the most magnetic muscle in our body. It is a magnet. Stella agrees. The heart also has a mini brain in it. Literally, it has a brain within it. There's there's neurons, I think. I could be wrong. Within our heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they discovered this from heart transplants.
Okay.
So they were noticing people that had heart transplants. Like one guy, I think he was a vegan, and he got a heart of just a meat eater. And when he woke up and was actually able to eat, he was like, "I want Kentucky Fried Chicken."
Right.
And they're like, "What?" And you're like, I don't know why, but I have to have Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it turns out that the guy whose heart he had, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
This story blows my mind, and this is kind of what happened. And I think this happened in 1994. A young girl got a heart transplant. There was something wrong with her. She had a heart transplant. After the heart transplant, she started having these dreams. And she was having these dreams. Somebody was chasing her through the woods, killing her. So her parents, it was a reoccurring dream, continually. So her parents called the heart doctors and psychologists, and they were like, "Nah, can't be anything with it." So they're talking to more people, and they brought in a
Yo. Go ahead.
So they called in a bunch of people, and someone was like, "Let's get a sketch artist in, and we'll draw a sketch of the person that you're seeing chasing you through the woods." So they drew this sketch, and they put it up in the town just to see if anybody knew of this person. And they got the leads, led them to this person's house. They went to the person's house. The police knocked on the door, and as soon as the guy opened up the door, he was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't take it anymore. The guilt is killing me. I killed a little girl in the woods." The heart that she had was of the girl that he killed in the woods.
Jesus Christ, man.
So, like, it remembers things. Right? And that's a very extreme story, but it's also a true story. Like, our heart remembers. Our heart can be broken.
And I'm sure people can relate, because I've heard of heart transplant surgery that somebody like soda or Pepsi or Coca-Cola or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then the person that got the heart was water drinking and all of that good stuff, and all of a sudden they're drinking soda like a fool,
right?
Because of it. So yeah, I'm sure somebody has heard stories like that, but that is crazy,
right? Super crazy.
That's awesome.
And that's awesome. Really led to them being like, yeah, like our heart remembers. Our heart has a brain. There is a brain within our heart. So our heart chakra, our energy center around the heart, is located in the center of our chest. It represents love, self-love, and governs our relationships. Imbalances attribute would be depression, difficulty in relationships, and lack of self-discipline, right? Lack of self-love. You're not going to treat yourself well, right? If your heart chakra's out of whack, you're probably not going to be too kind to yourself. And a great practice, in 2019, I went on a marijuana hiatus for most of the year almost. And I was doing this really intense meditation where you put your hands at your heart center. If you're not watching, if you are watching, you put your hands at your heart center and you chant a mantra and you open your arms like this. And you do that. And the mantra is Sat Katar. Sat Katar means... it'll come back to me. Like, I am God, connection to God and source, right? But we're doing this and opening up our heart. And as you do that...
Is it rapid or slowly as you breathe?
It's kind of not that fast, but it's like there's a song that like a mantra that's recorded. You can do it by yourself, and just say it. But the song kind of keeps you in beat with it, and as you do it, it's I think maybe 11 minutes. And just from doing that actual physical heart opening,
breathe, yeah.
right? It's going to allow your heart to open, right? To open up that energy center. So if you think about it, most of us walk around, right? Our shoulders are rolled forward. We're a little hunched. We're protecting our heart, right? We're literally in a state of trying to protect our heart. But what happens when we roll our shoulders up, back, and down, and we actually open up our heart? Like, how good does that just feel, right? Everybody listening, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, right? Open up your heart. Breathe.
When you take a deep breath,
right?
Period. Everyone knows that feels good.
Right. And that is activating that energy center, right? And you feel good, right? Try to describe it any other kind of way. You can't, right? That is your heart, right? And that's it. So notice, right? How are you treating yourself? Are you really loving yourself? And there's a beautiful book I recommend everyone read. It's called Love Yourself as If Your Life Depended on It. And it's I can't remember the author's name, but he's an entrepreneur. He's a tech startup guy.
That's a beautiful quote, though.
Oh,
that's the title of a book.
It's the title of the book. Love yourself as if your heart depended on it. And he has this practice because he realized from the life that he was living that he didn't love himself. Mm-hmm. And he almost died, and I was like, I don't love myself. I don't even know if I like myself, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a closed down heart chakra. So he has this practice in the book that you stare at yourself in the mirror every day, and you start with just a minute, and you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I love you. I love you.
Now, that's
for
crazy.
One whole minute.
Yeah.
But if during that minute, your internal dialogue says, nah, you're a loser, you have to start again. Start that 1 minute timer again.
You know what I did? To say, because it's hard to be consistent with this stuff, right? So as a password on my phone, I made it a sentence that I need to tell myself every day.
I love that.
Right. So I'm like, all right, every time I go, it's long as shit. So, but for me to put it, it's every day. Ever since I've done that, I feel like I've been loving myself more. And remember when I said there's a mirror? Mm-hmm. So that mirror is there on your heart, and then the next two chakras, and then there's another mirror. From what this TED Talk, I forget where the hell I seen it, but it made sense. It just made sense, because you're not just going to be able to have access to all of your chakras if you don't already do or know about them, right? You got to start somewhere.
Right.
It's when you access all of them, now you have access to all of them. But if you're just in your lower 2 or lower 3, then you're going to stay there.
And it again, because I really want to keep things simple. It doesn't have to be like crazy wizardry, right? You don't have to be magical. No. You can literally, like I said, right, look in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you. And see how that feels, right? You're gonna get that heart energy going, right? You want to get connected to your solar plexus, right? Work your abs. Do some fucking core work. You're gonna activate your solar plexus.
So crazy. So I've been eating crazy healthy, right? And when I go to the gym, we're doing upper body, we're doing lower body. My boy Bodie told me about this workout that's called push-pull cardio. So you do things that you push, and then the next day you do things that you pull, and then the next day you do cardio. And I don't know, when I go there, dude, it's just like, Elijah, work your core and work your back. If you work it, you need your arms and legs to do everything. Work your core and work your back. So that's all I've been doing for about a month, is just work them. If I have a set of abs next month, don't.
And I think that's beautiful, right? Because you should listen, right, to what your body is telling you to do. Man. And again, it's great to be, we should, again, right, surprise, be balanced. But if you're feeling, right, like that little voice is saying, hey, maybe you should do a little more core today, right? Then
Yeah.
do it.
I embrace the inner me. That's my homie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to take it. I don't know how to take it. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff out there that's like, hey, that's your past. That's your future self trying to talk to you. There's a lot of shit, right, that is out there.
It could
And
be
I'm
just everything, right?
I don't close the book on nothing anymore. All right. If there's one thing you learned growing up as an adult, you realize that anything's possible. And that's, I think, one thing we can all relate to. Anything is possible. So do not close the book on nothing.
Right.
Leave your books open.
But you're going to have to do the work. Anything is possible, but you're going to have to do the work.
Yeah, you can't just sit around and wait for something to slap you.
All right. But think about this. So our heart literally is magnetic. Google it, right? Our heart is magnetic.
Google it.
It will attract what you're putting out, right? You want more love in your life, love more.
I don't love this fly right now.
Right? Like, we got to do those things, and they'll get magnetized back to us. So moving from our heart up to our throat chakra, our fifth chakra, located in the center of the neck. It represents our ability to speak and communicate clearly and effectively. Imbalances would attribute to shyness, being withdrawn, ignorance, and an increased anxiety. Right?
And this is where I feel like I am residing right now, right? Because I didn't want to do a podcast, but I see them and I watch them constantly, and I'm like, dude, just fucking do it, right? And then I don't know when I reached out to you about it, but boom, here we are, and it's not easy to do, right?
Right.
These doing podcasts and doing TikTok videos, and if you're not a creative person, which I used to be, right? And I'm trying to be again. Podcast and all of that type of stuff, this isn't easy. So I feel as though I'm at a point in my life where I don't care if it's easy or not. I need to tell people, right? And like I was going, I don't even know what episode it was, but there's how many me's out there. And I need them to hear me. I need them to hear me. And whether, regardless it's from this podcast or not, now I have a place of reference to send them. If I meet them in today's, I went to the gym with my girlfriend the other day. I go to a whole completely different gym. She goes to another gym. I have 2 memberships. She has 2 memberships. But she likes that one. I don't really like that one. I like the other. Long story short, I go to her gym and I met this guy. His name's Charles. Charles, here's your plug. And he's just so full of energy. And it were related to me. Like, you know how you look at people and you could just be like, oh, he's Amish, right? That's easy to spot, right? You don't have a car. He's driving a horse, right? This guy's Christian. That guy's Jewish, right? It's easy to spot these guys out. But now I'm looking and seeing who's activated. And I'm just like, Charles, where have you been? I don't know this guy from a can of paint, okay? But I fell in love with him the moment I seen him. And that could sound as gay as it wants, okay? But when I seen the dude, I'm like, yo, he's activated. And I put it on Facebook immediately. I love when I see activated people. My friend commented, what are you talking about? And I messaged him and I explained to him. But when I see it now, it's like, it's so breathtaking. It's like, I'm not the only one. It's out there. And God knows how activated he is. So let me push him. I need to push him. And I, yo, what's your IG? And we did that whole thing. And it was beautiful. And I can't wait to keep seeing more activated people. And if you see this, I'm running up on you and I'm saying, hi, my name's Elijah. And I'm introducing myself. And from that point on, we will be friends for life, because there's not a lot of us. But I don't know if it's the sun. I don't know if it's being grounded. Maybe it's because we were all locked in for COVID and we're finally going outside.
Mm-hmm.
But there's more and more and more people being activated every day. I see comments. I've seen posts. Oh, now it's the woke people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that paused. Now it's the woke people being ignorant. Like, oh, now you want to be woke. Oh, well, now you want to look. I've been telling you for fucking 13 years. Shut up. Embrace that shit.
Well, again, we all have to remember, right? We're all human, right? And not everyone. We're all learning. Even the person that thinks they're woke, right? They're learning. So the throat chakra, right? Like you
Throat
felt
chakra.
like I got something to say. I want to talk. I want to share my voice, right?
Right.
That the throat chakra is coming into balance and being like, yeah, I'm activated. Let's do this. Great way to activate that throat chakra. Sing, chant, say shit. Say the things that you feel you need to say, but not
Right.
like an asshole, right? Like speak up with love and kindness. Don't let people walk all over you. But again, don't be an asshole, right? Like there's this thing in woke community, love and light community of I'm living my best life. I'm living my truth. Living your truth is not a get out of jail free card to be an asshole.
No, it's not.
Right? Like,
and I had to, and when you said that to me at first, I'm like, oh man, he's so right.
It's not, right? Like it's
right.
to be our most authentic self. So it's like if we can speak our truth with love and kindness, right? Encourage other people to be themselves, right? That is an activated throat. What's happening? You got more calls and texts coming in?
Yeah, everyone's blowing me up. They want to be a part of your podcast, Joe.
We'll get them soon enough. Soon enough. So then we're jumping up to the third eye, right? Right in the middle of the forehead.
So
third
I can't
eye.
wait to touch this subject so bad.
Our sixth chakra, right? The sixth chakra. It's located in the center of the forehead, between the eyebrows. It represents intuition, foresight, and is driven by openness and imagination. Imbalance's attributes would be lack of direction, lack of clarity.
I definitely don't have them too. So you remember when I was born, when I was a little baby?
Uh-huh. Sure.
Do you remember how my hair was?
Uh-huh.
Now, I know being deaf has a form of pigmentation.
Do you want to tell the people that are listening what your hair was like?
If you could find a picture of me, fucking put it up.
All right.
Good luck, because I don't have any. But I used to have white hair here. For the people that can't see and you're listening on Spotify, that's what's up. I used to have white hair right in the middle of my forehead, right splat out here. And I'm a type of guy that puts the couch in the corner. I hate things right in the center, right? I'm just weird like that. And I hated my hair for so long. And ma'am told me one day, people are gonna dye their hair like you. I'm like, this fucking lady's crazy. Now she's batshit. I gotta talk to somebody here. And a year or two later, Wiz Khalifa blew up with black and yellow. And his hair was dyed yellow right here. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Why is this lady always so right? And I'm not saying that I was born woke or I was born with my third eye open or whatever the case may be. But I find it very odd that my hair right there was just pigmented. It was perfect circle. And I wish I wasn't bald. You know what I mean? Life's a motherfucker. But I wish I had it right now. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, man. But your third eye, dude, is something very special. And I think people and everyone thinks that's very woo-woo, right? We talked about a lot of stuff, and most of the stuff might connect with a lot of people. But when you get to your third eye, and I cannot wait to get to the next one. But when you get to your third eye, it's not woo-woo, man. It is not woo-woo. And that's why when I see people that are activated, I know that their third eye is open, and I am so embracing that.
Well, it again, whatever, woo woo, blah blah. It literally gives you the ability to see, right? And if you just think of real life, right, in this 3D reality, the spectrum of light that the human eye can see, right? We can't
Mm-hmm.
see all of the colors that are around us. We can't hear all of the
The
whole
frequencies.
range of everything. There could be so much stuff flying around all of us right now that we cannot even perceive just because
Mm-hmm.
we can't perceive it, right?
There's filters. There's filters.
Right? So then when we get into the space of opening up our third eye, we start noticing things, right? You start actually being like, shit, look at this. Look at how beautiful this flower is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just start seeing things differently. Like there's a glow to things because you're like, oh, wow. Wow. That's a part of creation. Or,
Geometry helped me with that. But go ahead.
right. And geometry, very powerful. Sacred geometry, flower of
Right.
life, all of it.
Right.
Right?
That
It's
helped me a
all
lot with my third eye.
it's all there. So our third eye opens, we can see clearly, right? There's that intuition, there's that internal knowing, right? And it could be the internal knowing that you just know. Stop asking, where is this coming from? Who cares? It's coming from you. You just know. Own it that you know, right? Whatever that it may be. Because you can. You can know it all. Because we're all connected. Which takes us all up to the big giant halo in the sky, right?
Let's get to it.
Our crown
Get to
chakra,
it.
located at the seventh chakra, located at the crown of the head, the top of the head. It represents the state of higher consciousness and divine connection. Higher consciousness and divine connection. Imbalance attributes would be cynicism, disregarding what is sacred, close-mindedness, and disconnected with spirit.
All right. So this subject's gonna touch a lot of hearts.
Oh yeah, it's
It
probably
might-
going to trigger a lot of people.
All right. So Jesus Christ
The man or the idea.
he was there.
Sure.
There's a lot of prophets that were here. There's a lot, call them ascendant masters, prophets, whatever term they're using these days for these people. Now, I know, right, just as much as the next guy that grew up in a church, me and Joe, we grew up in churches, Catholic churches, Christian churches. My grandmother, I think she went to New York the one time and went to a Baptist church, and she could not stop talking about it. She loved it so much. And this is where I'm glad this came up, because I was just talking to my friend about this at work. Andrew, what up? And he was saying, he said something and it triggered something in me. And I'm like, holy fuck. When you reach this level of the next person that has the balls to announce it to the world that he's at this level, okay? He's already labeled the Antichrist. They already labeled it that in the Bibles growing up. The Antichrist, which is the devil, right? That's the devil now. So it's already that. So we're already pre-programmed and waiting for for this to happen. And it blew my mind when this hit me. I'm like, holy fuck. What the fuck? So even when somebody does reach that level, which I haven't met somebody yet, okay? I met a lot of woke people, a lot of activated people, but I haven't met somebody at their crown yet. And I can't wait to meet somebody at their crown. But being at your crown chakra and having the balls to say it and walk the earth with it, they're going to label you the Antichrist, and you're going to get slain and maybe hung on a goddamn cross or whatever they're going to do in this era, bro.
So this
Whatever
is
they do.
really interesting. We're gonna go a little kind of off topic with this, but that whole story is bullshit, right? So there are many people out there that are connected, right? Enlightened beings that are walking the
Right.
planet. They're here.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing is the people that are asleep can't even see them.
No.
And no one ever again is going to walk the way that Jesus walked.
Ooh.
Because of all of the stories, right? It's just
Right,
never going to be
right.
possible for it to happen. But they're there. The interesting thing is the belief that you have in the story of
Right.
an antichrist, right? That
Exactly.
and I hate to say it this way, that you were indoctrinated into this fear belief that there's going to be such a character at some point to literally walk on this planet as that's the antichrist. And people will be like, well, wasn't Hitler an antichrist? Well, maybe, but look, we're all still here, you know. So it's this fear that comes from churches giving people this idea that there's going to be an antichrist, instead of saying, what if the second coming of Christ is actually within you, yourself, and it's you waking up to the fact that you are pure Christ consciousness.
And
Instead of
that is
saying,
what
you know, the only way to heaven is through my heart, really, he's saying the only way to heaven is to be like me, because heaven is right the fuck here. So stop waiting
you
to
have
die
reach
to go
your
somewhere.
You have
Right?
to reach your Christ consciousness.
Right. So, and it was available for all of us. We just have to let go of the stories that we can't. And I'm not,
Right.
this Christ consciousness is not walking on water. Christ consciousness is universal love and knowing that you and I are the same, right? Me and the guy walking down the street are the same. Like, we're all one, whether we like it or not, right? We're all different aspects of the one.
And that's exactly what I preach when the subject comes up. And oh, man, dog, it's just so fucking frustrating. It really is.
Well, you gotta, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say you gotta, but try to let go of that and think about this. I think you're looking at these as our chakras are levels, right? Like they're levels in a game. And when I get to this one and this one and this one, they're all working.
I am.
They're all going, right? There
Right.
isn't, like, your crown chakra is already going and activated. It's just, can you
No, you're 100%
connect to that, right? So it's not
100% right.
like when I get here, you're already there. I'm already there.
Right.
Ma'am is already there. It's just,
Right.
what am I choosing to hear? What am I choosing to sound super woo-woo? What am I choosing to download?
So the only way I can explain that to somebody that's as normal as me coming off the street is, you didn't know algebra until you did it,
Right.
right? You didn't know cursive until you did it. And if I tried to explain it to you, you'd have been like, dude, you're fucking stupid. Your words don't go loopy together. You know what I mean? What the hell is A over B? Equal, like, so trying to explain something to somebody that has no clue about what you're talking about, it's going to sound woo.
Well,
Now,
right.
if I put you through a goddamn class, or you watch something and do your own research on it, you're going to learn it.
You are, but you have to think about, right, like how
It's
you
already there.
Right, exactly. But how you just talked about the Antichrist and that belief, right?
Right.
There are people literally that will think this conversation about chakras is evil. Right? And that talking about energy is evil. And here comes, I hope, what will be a fucking mind fuck for you all. We talked about this, I think, in the episode You're God. It's all God. If the devil exists, the devil is also God. Because who created the devil? God.
I have this picture. I'm waiting to post it, but I know I'm gonna get a lot of backlash.
Well, you know, and it's really hard to wrap the human mind around. But if we're gonna play the game, right? That this entity, this God being created, here's the catch, everything, then we have to believe that he created everything, the good, the bad, the balance, the yin and the yang. If it was all just good, right, we would just collapse upon ourselves. There has to be the bad. And not that, oh my goodness, why did God make that happen? God didn't make it happen. this form, this soul chose whatever experiencing I'm having before I came to this planet. I said, yes, here I am, right? Not how would God do this? Because he does everything, right? So you got to own that shit. We can't, and that's the thing that has bothered me with all religions and churches throughout all of time. If we're gonna play the game, he created everything, then really step up and play the fucking game. Stop half-assing and putting limits on the creator of everything. And if this is triggering you, I'm fucking talking to you.
So that exactly, and I don't want to say that I'm speaking from a street person, not me. I'm talking from a human being perspective. It's already pre-programmed when you reach that level. Like, oh, you want to touch your heart and your third eye? Oh, all right, go ahead. But you reach that top one, it's the Antichrist. Like, it's already sounds evil. It's already pre-programmed in you since you were born that's evil.
Because it's the fear. What would the people do if they realized they were God?
Right, man.
Right? How would we control the masses if they realized the power that they actually had? And again, when I say that, I'm not saying we're all going to go walk on water. That is not what I'm talking about.
Right, man. What if all the slaves stand up? And I don't mean black people. I mean every one of us.
Right.
Okay.
Say, hey, why are we doing
just
this?
Stood up and say, fuck. Dude, it's a piece of paper in your pocket, not $100 bill. We are idiots, dude.
We're humans, right? We are humans. And that's it. When we can embrace the fact that we're humans, we're having a spiritual experience, and we're trying to figure this shit out. Stop being fucking mean to people, right?
Facts.
Follow the golden rule, right? Be a nice person and actually set intentions for the life that you want. Stop complaining about your life and say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put in the work and do it. Yes. You got to do it. I feel like I just went off on people, so I love you all.
I did too.
I think that might be a great time to stop.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. You got to do what you got to do, man. We need, if one person that's watching these is activated or makes them want to research, I'm happy.
Me too. And I mean, I get very passionate about it because it's like we all have the ability to be absolutely anything. If we can get out of fear and get out of this idea of, am I being good? Am I being bad? Am I going to be judged for this? Am I going to go to hell? Right? Focus on the now, not what's going to happen when you're dead, because you'll be dead. Right,
man. Why the hell would you wait for a heaven or hell after you die, dude? Now is the now. And Will Smith said it best, right? It might have been said before him, but I heard him say it. On the other side of fear is bliss. And the only way I can explain that to somebody is if you don't like roller coasters and you get on one and you finally feel like, oh my God, let's go again.
Yep.
That's exactly it. That's bliss.
It's the feeling of aliveness, and most of us don't.
That's not even 1% of it.
Yeah. Most of us don't give ourselves the opportunity to actually feel alive.
Right. You're just so goddamn afraid, and you turn around and run, and embrace it. If you, and I say this to a lot of people too, if they're going through something in their life, and they have a lot of doubt and they have a lot of fear. I say this to a lot of my guys that I coach. I want in on that because I know that's just a test. That's you're going to be blessed afterwards. So I want some of that.
Mm-hmm.
I want some of that. I need some of that. So if anyone out there is going through some bullshit, please let me know. I want a part of it because I know what's on the other side of it. I know I've done it, literally.
And it's one of those things, but again, it's just part of humans, right? We end up bouncing after we hit the fucking bottom, but typically we wait until we hit the fucking bottom to do the work, right? Something happens. Something has to shake us into actually making the change.
Yeah,
right? Because we can say, oh, I want to lose the weight, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. But typically we really don't do it unless a doctor says, hey, man, if you don't take care of your shit,
you might die.
Yeah.
You might want to stop smoking. You have one lung, right? And it's funny because we all watch TV shows and we all watch movies, and they are all made that way for a horrible fall, a horrible tragic something, and then like Rocky, right? Just climb the ladder and embrace the shit and become what you're supposed to become. All movies are made like that.
I love it that you said that, because we'll wrap it up on this. Joseph Campbell wrote a book called The Hero's Journey, and he did research on all of this, the hero's journey, and that's exactly what you just described. It's in every movie. It's in Star Wars. It's in Lord of the Rings, right? There's this person, right? And they go out and they have to face their dragon. They face their dragon. They slay their dragon, and then they come back and they teach the tribe what they learned when they were out slaying their dragon. But we all of us have a dragon to slay. Some of us might have 10, 15 dragons to slay. But
and I'm trying to help slay them.
Exactly. We got to be dragon slayers. Kick the shit out of those dragons and then come back and be like, listen, this is what I learned. You can take my advice. You can try to learn. You can whatever. But this is what I learned from slaying my dragon, because I decided not to fucking run away from it. I looked at it and I said, come on, let's fucking go. So, everybody out there, let's fucking go.
This being human thing is something else, man.
Right? And it's time to play big, not small. Playing small it's not time. It's time to step it up. All of us. Put your feet in the dirt. Activate that root.
Right.
All right, my friend. I think this was there was some fire in here. And I'm really hungry.
Those chakras get me warmed up, man. Man.
I got to go make myself some dinner. Everybody, thanks for being here. We'll be back next week. Send us some messages at ponderingfellows@gmail.com. Right. Follow us on all of the things. Do all of that stuff, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, tell me I'm crazy so I know I'm doing a good job. I'm out.
Yeah.